Me live stream. This is my behind the scenes of. Hold on, just one moment. I got a phone call. Hey, Brad, what's up? I was just getting ready to record my show. Okay, all right. All right. Anyway, as you can tell, it is truly behind the scenes. We're going to be talking about growing old gracefully. And I've got this firecracker of a mama over here. I love it. All right. You ready? You ready? Ready?
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jerlyn Denny.
Good morning. Good morning. Wake up. Good morning and stretch. Do not lay there. Do not become complacent. Don't sit there and go, ah, la, la. We just going to let the time and the days go by. Because one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be old. Your body's not going to want to move. And you're going to be trying to figure out what you're going to do. Well, don't be calling on me because I'm not coming over there to help you out the bed. No, don't call me because I will come help you out the bed. I should be real correct about it. But I have in the studio with me, we're going to be talking about growing old gracefully. Growing old gracefully. And I have a firecracker, 70-year young, phenomenal Cynthia Black. And the crowd goes wild.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I'm living large and living younger longer.
All right. So we were having a conversation because, I went on a trip with my mom, and someone else the other day. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm not going to name any names, but my mother was one of them. And she listens to my show. She's probably watching it on social media right now, which is kind of funny. And she's going to get me when I tell you this. But it got me thinking about growing old and growing older and making sure my body is able to do the things I want it to do, like get up and move, that I'm able to breathe on my own without oxygen, things that you don't think about. So spending time with my mom, we went on a trip to Georgia. It was with my mom and with another elderly gentleman. I was on a business trip. They wanted to tag along with me. I was like, come on, let's go. It really got me thinking about how I'm living my life and making sure I make adjustments to it. My mother's on a walker. And, every time I stopped, I had to stop the car. I had to get the walker out. I had to walk all the way around, give her the walker. And then, of course, she had to take smoke breaks. Mama's still smoking. Now, she should not be smoking, Cynthia.
I know.
The doctor told her probably 7-8 years ago, a good little minute ago, or maybe, that if she continues to smoke, it's not a matter of if, but when she gonna lose her limbs because her arteries and her veins and all this other kind of stuff. But mama smoked. Not passing judgment on my mom. She told me the other day she's not going another trip with me until she quit smoking. Then she called me yesterday and told me she going with me. She ain't quit smoking yet. But I'm saying this because, I'm a transparent person and I love my mom and I will do anything for my mother. But it got me thinking about how I want to grow older and how I don't want to put that burden on my children. Now, Cynthia, if I haven't told my children, I know I've told a couple of them, but I'm going to tell them all right now. If I get to the point where I'm not able to I'm not talking about just regular aging, but I'm damaging my body, from eating wrong and just different type of diseases that you bring upon yourself. And if it's self-inflicted punishment on my body, and I'm to the point where you guys need to take care of me that way, just put me in a nursing home. But here's the prerequisite. Don't just put me in any nursing home. Put me in a bad one so I can die real fast.
Applause.
Just let me go ahead on and go on to glory. Just put me in a nursing home. Just let me die real fast. Because, and I know you're thinking, Pastor Jay, you crazy. You just talking all kinds of stuff. But these are conversations you really need to have with yourself. What kind of quality of life do you want to have when you're older? And I know there's some that's listening to my show that's in your 70s and your 80s and in your 90s. And you're going, yeah, why are you being mean to me? I'm not being mean. I'm just being real. So I'm going to talk to the 70-year-old retired runway model who is riding her bike every day, doing this silver sneaker thing, 70 years young, and you're able to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
People don't realize that. I think they look at aging as, just something normal. Like,
Mhm.
okay, well, that comes with old age, not on my watch.
Well, some
See,
things come with old age.
well, we,
Like, sometimes your eyesight might be diminishing, your hair color going to change, your skin may get a little bit wrinkle,
but see,
but
I'm talking about internal body. See, the
okay,
external body,
right.
we know, we can see the aging,
Uh-huh.
but the
But
internal,
your skin look good, by the way. Let me just let everybody
oh.
know. I mean, you 70. I don't see any wrinkles all up on there.
And so what we have to do is be proactive. Now, proactive means prevention. See, we don't want to wait
Hmm.
until we're 70 and 80. And then we've got these problems that's not going to keep us mobile. We need someone to change our diaper. They're going to take our keys away. We can snip that in the bud and break that cycle as soon as we turn 50,
Hmm.
60, 70. We look at our past health and we go, how are we going to maintain the next 50 years? If these first 50 years, we kind of didn't follow the rules.
Right.
Now, these last 50 years, you got to stretch. Like you said, I stretch every morning. You got to ride a bike, swim, line dance, walk, feed the dog, take the trash out. If your body is not moving, the body was created to move.
Hmm.
So what happens with the 600 muscles? They get flabby. What happens with your 209 bones? They start decaying, and then you got osteoporosis.
Hmm.
If we already know this ahead of time, then if we want to be blessed, we got to work in harmony with that. We got to give God something to bless with our body. And that's what I've done. Even being a runway model, I was always saying, like, what am I going to do when I get 70, when I get 80? And guess what? And now I'm 70.
You're 70, but you high stepping it though.
Stepping
So
it.
physically, how have you been able to keep yourself in shape?
I drink what's called a dietary supplement, as you all know, noni
Hmm.
juice.
Right.
And that noni goes into the cell, the DNA, and it just repairs it. The body can actually cure itself. It just needs some help.
Hmm.
So what our body's depleted of, our nutrition, all those things, and then especially the movement of the body. Stretching takes the pain away.
Hmm.
See, if we don't know what we don't know, we don't have awareness because doctors are not going to really tell us that. They just tell us your BMI, you need to lose some weight. If you don't lose some weight, but then it's a mindset.
It is a mindset.
And the heart is the seat of motivation. So it starts with the heart. Are you going to be really selfish and not tell your mate or your kids? Or are you going to be, let's have a come to Jesus meeting and let's discuss this. Mommy, grandma is a little sick and this is what we have to do. You got to come together because, see, no one is exempt to death. Let me say that again.
That's it.
Ain't nobody from the womb to the grave is
Yep.
exempt to death. So we don't have to die prematurely. We have 9 essentials we can replace: a car, a house, but we can't replace this beautiful woman I'm sitting next to. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's your accountability. It's consistency. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But if we just don't want to do it, Jolene, because we worked 40 years and we figure now I can retire, well, you going to go home and die and sit in a rocking chair on the porch?
Hmm.
Not
And then
me.
want somebody to take care of you.
Okay.
Not happening. Not. I'm serious. You think I'm joking? Just put me in one of those real bad nurses, the ones they report. Make sure you make that. When they come in and check it, it says 0 on the bottom of it.
Well, my mother just died, so I know exactly what she's talking about. For 12 years, I took care of my mother here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, every time you would go somewhere, and then I end up getting herniated discs because my mama had to lift her.
Oh,
and
yeah.
see, it takes a toll on you, the caregiver.
Mm.
And the caregiver has to be strong physically,
I'm gonna do a caregiver show with my aunt D, up in New York. She takes care of my grandmother, and she does a phenomenal job. Excuse me, taking care of my grandma, and my grandmother looks good.
I know, I've seen her, y'all.
You've seen her.
She's a
look
fox.
Good. She looking good.
How old is she now?
She is 90. If you hadn't asked me, hold on, 20,
Okay.
93.
Wow. See, that's what
If
I'm
I'm not
talking about,
mistaken.
y'all. That means I got another 30 years I can live, or at least 25 years, if I'm in good health like your grandma.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
I'm
I
70.
can tell you this now.
20 years.
My grandmother, well, my aunt takes care of her really well,
Mm-hmm.
does a great job taking care of her, but it takes a toll on my aunt.
I know it.
And,
The care.
I've raised 7 children, did the best I can do. They probably say I was a horrible mom, but look, I did the best I could do with what I had. I'm not in the mindset to care for and to take care of anyone else. That's just not me. Not saying that no one else will do it, but I applaud caregivers. And you've been in a caregiver profession, you've been that companion, you've been that, and I don't mind, but I don't want to put that burden on anyone else. I really and truly do. So I'm making a conscious decision and a conscious choice not to leave my children with a body that's going to be tore up, all messed up every which way that they're going to try to
I
figure out how to make
applaud you.
decision. I'm just not going to do it. I refuse to do it. Now, of course, the things you can't prevent, like accidents and,
Oh, yes, of
and all of
course.
that,
Yeah.
that's something different. But to just abuse my body to the point where my children have to look at me and go, okay, who gonna get her next? I don't want to put that burden on
Been
them. I
there,
want them to
done
live
that.
their life. I really want them to live their lives and to have a good time. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about growing old gracefully. I have the phenomenal Cynthia Black, 70-year-old runway model. I'm not going to say you're retired because you have refired. Don't go anywhere right now. She is twisting and turning and showing them how it is at Silver Sneakers. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay. I love taking care of people. I love helping. We're going to go back in because I'm going to talk about it. It's true. Ready? Welcome back. Welcome back. You listen to Today with Pastor Jay, and we're just having candid conversations with Cynthia Black, and she's 70 years young. Like I said, she has a different runway. She is an example to those that are younger and older than her of what she's doing with making sure she stays fit. You swimming, riding your bike, doing all these things to stay healthy. And we're going to age. We're going to grow older and we're going to slow down a little bit, which I made this comment to my husband the other day. I'm grateful I have him, and I'm praying that he and I be able to grow old together, because you don't want to grow old by yourself. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But, just growing old gracefully. But I told him, I said, when I get to be like 70, 80, 90 years old, whatever, however, I want to be around people my age. Because if I'm slow, I want to be slow with other people. I don't want anybody dragging me
Right.
anywhere
Right.
or being a burden. I don't want to do that. Not saying I'm not going to be around my grandkids or my children or anything like that, but I'm not going to hang out with,
Mm-hmm.
people that got to wait on me
Exactly.
because it's
Exactly.
uncomfortable for them and it's uncomfortable for me. And I'm always thinking about other people. Now, it doesn't bother me, but I don't want to do it to anyone else. You know,
Makes sense. Makes sense. And if you don't examine that, like you said, and
I'm
walk it
examining a
out,
whole lot.
I get ready to say, then what happens? Time goes on, and then you go, oh wow, I could have took care of that
I
20
could
years
I could
ago.
took care of that 20 years ago. But how about there are a lot of people who have been married. I know people have been married for 60, 70 years and then now they're by themselves. Their mate is gone and they're lonely. That's a big deal right now. People are lonely and they are alone. First of all, I'm going to say this. If you do not have an identity in Jehovah, if you don't know who you are and who you belong to, you will forever be alone. I don't care who's around you. You're going to be
Exactly.
lonely and alone no matter who's around you if you do not have a personal relationship with the Lord. That's just fact. And if you try to use people, places, and things to compensate for what you should have with him, it's never going to happen because people going to die off. Your money going to go. Your health is going to fade. All these things, you need something that's going to be tangible, that's going to last for all eternity. And that's the only thing I know that's going to last. But people are dealing with loneliness today a lot. Do you run across that?
Oh yeah. Even working with granny nannies as a companion, I see and I feel, I can touch, I can almost breathe it. But you know what? We're not going to make that an excuse because we lost our mate. What we're going to do is replace something else. When you take something away, you replace it. You might want a dog or a bird or a cat. You're so used to taking care of someone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's try maybe an animal. I mean, that's just a way of therapy for me.
And that contact too. Thanksgiving, I go around and I hand out
Turkeys.
home cooked
Oh, yeah.
meals to elderly,
Yes.
the sick and the shut in. And oftentimes I'll ask them, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" You know what they ask me for? A hug.
Oh,
That
wow. That
personal
touch.
touch that people
Touch.
miss. They really and truly miss, and they want a hug. That you don't get a chance to have. So I want to encourage people to surround yourself with others like that. Because, you may need a hug, but there's somebody else needing a hug. So won't y'all get together and hug each other?
Or have a hug club.
Have a hug club. But it's that simple, but it's really important for people to realize you're not the only one going through this.
That's why I joined Silver Sneakers.
Okay, let's talk about it. You joined Silver Sneakers.
Man, I walked in there and I'm thinking, oh, I'm cute and high fashion and I've got to deal with all these old people.
I would have gone in with some real silver sneakers too.
Girl, oh no, you should see the outfits I wear.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
And
I
so,
can't even imagine.
I have met so many wonderful women and men. And this is what impressed me because I thought, well, men have that alpha male, that ego. They may not feel they need to do this little sissy stuff in a chair. Girl, they are working it out.
Are they?
I am so proud. I go up to them and they thank me. Thank you for coming and introducing yourself to me. Because, see, they think I'm in my 50s. When I told them I was in my 70s and I was dropping it and I was working the chair and everything. And I just love it. I've met so many people.
And there's nothing wrong. Flagler County has tons of, programs and stuff that you can get involved in. Go out and do it. Don't sit home and do nothing. Be involved. We know Jerusha. Jerusha Logan is in her 80s. I'm not exactly sure how old she is. But I see her around about the community doing stuff. I saw the other day at a school board workshop.
Yeah,
she's keeping her mind sharp. She's involved in things. She's, talking to people and stuff. Get engaged.
She ain't got time to get lonely.
No, yeah, that's true. Be engaged. Find something that you're passionate about and do it. That's what I want to encourage everyone to do, how important it is. Because if you don't, you will find yourself just sitting around.
And you'll die quicker. Let me tell you real quick what I mean by that. Death is something that is really actually controlled by your attitude. 90%.
Oh, I'll never die if that's the case.
Me and you both. Me and you both. Even if I don't feel good, I get up and say, okay, well, I can at least do this.
Yep.
Or I can at least put these earrings up that I just modeled at 70. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like you got to have that mind fixed so that attitude is about living.
It is.
Don't give up because you're 80 or you're 90. Don't give up.
When you talk about attitude, people ask me all the time, especially with the death of my daughter, how I'm able to move forward and go. And it's not easy, but it's easier with Jehovah. I can tell you that. But one of the things I've made sure I've done is try to stay around people that are positive. People start saying negative stuff around me, I got to go.
That's right. That energy.
I don't want to hear it.
That energy.
It zaps you.
That energy.
It zaps you. It really
It'll kill you faster than a condition.
It really will. Your attitude will.
It will.
It will. Your mindset. And so I just want to encourage people to try to think positive. Even if you can't think positive, there was a time in my life I used to take Post-it notes and I would write positive things on Post-it notes, little affirmations, and we'll put them on my mirror and things. That's what I just speak it all the time. I'm constantly speaking in the atmosphere and believe it about myself. Right, even down to my smell. I lost my sense of smell several years ago, over 4 years ago. Even before I had the sinus surgery, and the doctor told me I would never gain my sense of smell back. And I pray for people all the time. And one day I went, I can believe healing for them, but can't believe it for myself. And I just began to pray over myself and believe. And guess what? Now I can smell.
Okay, that's what you have to do. If you're not convinced of something, then that's when the devil can really get into the. I'm telling y'all, and whether you're a believer or not, this is what happens when we age out. We got a pity party. We want somebody to come and sit with us and babysit us. I'm not babysitting nobody because now I'm at the age, I only got maybe 20 years left to be 90. And I want to make sure it's a fulfilling.
That's what, and that's, you need to have a fulfilling life. Go on vacations, do something. You can do, go on a cruise.
Right, I was just getting ready to say.
Do something. Go somewhere and enjoy life and don't complain. I have a family member, I'm not going to name any names. All she does is complain.
Amen. I've been there, done
Complain.
That's a negative spirit.
Complain. And it doesn't get anywhere. All it does is just start tearing you down. It pulls you down. Your attitude makes a difference. Even the doctors tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Those who have positive attitudes are going to come out of it. They're going to do better. They heal. They heal faster. They heal better. So, change your mindset. Get rid of the stinking thinking. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch the dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
girl, they're going to sit there and die.
Oh my goodness. Just go and do it.
People, their mindset is that this is what happens. Cynthia, one day told me yesterday, this is old age. You can't get around that. I said, yes, I can. I can navigate through that.
Well, there's always,
How you gonna tell
there are
me that?
different things that you can do. You may not be able to do everything that you were able to do at
Oh
one time.
no,
You just
yeah,
do it differently, and
yeah,
that's okay.
and slower.
And slower, and that is okay. It is okay to do it a little bit slower. It is okay to be doing it a little bit slow. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, we're in denial though, because we used to be an athlete, and we used to be this and used to be that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
guess what?
you're not.
Keep living.
Keep living.
Just keep living. If you can get up every day, I thank you over every day when I get out of that bed.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be able to go get out of bed, which is something we take for granted, even when we get old. But when we can't move, when we're not mobile, and you got to have somebody lift and carry and move.
Like I said, drop me in one of those real bad nursing homes. Just drop me real bad. Let me go real fast, real fast, real fast, real fast, real fast. Lord, let me go real fast. You laughing? I'm serious.
Yeah,
Who wants to live like that?
I know, my mom.
But people still live good lives. That's another. I applaud those who can't do anything, and they still have a positive attitude. Circumstances that have changed their life, but they're still functioning.
My mother had coloring books and crossword puzzles.
Yes.
And you go in her room, and she's got the pictures actually where she colored. And some of the people say, Mr. Herb, you could sell these pictures. They're so nice, So
Right.
it gives their brain. You don't want to shut down that brain, even though it's dementia, a little Alzheimer's. You just want to make sure.
Right. All right, so we're gonna go back in just a second. I'm looking at
I
something.
thought we was
real quick.
already.
Nope, we weren't in.
Okay, we went in. Okay.
No.
In a long time since.
Yeah.
And this.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, we're not in. I'm looking up someone real quick. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I want to give a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier, thefloridamortgagecenter.com. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And I want to say those who are immobile, you're in wheelchairs, you're not able to function, you're not able to move, you still can have a good quality of life. I want to end on that note, because I don't want anybody thinking, oh, Pastor Jay's saying, because I can't walk, I can't do that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is do something preventative while you can. And when you age and you find yourself in these positions and these conditions, you still can have a good quality of life. Don't continue to do stuff to damage your body. Don't, what I hear a lot of times from people that, that's up in age, well, I'm old enough to do what I want.
Exactly. Oh.
Yeah, well, that thing, I'm old. Well, you know what? You are.
But that's selfish when you got a mortgage to pay and 10 mouths to feed. Well, you're going to have that attitude, well, I'll just do what I want to do and die. You don't want to leave that kind of burden and responsibility if you have love. Unselfish love, conditional love. And that's what I look at when I talk about health and wellness. I say, now, where are we at? Because we don't want to leave anybody with debt because we want to eat what we want. Girl, don't get me started.
Yeah, well, a lot of people feel that way. And, that's okay for them. But I'm encouraging people to just live life, take care of your body, drink plenty of water, if do things like the exercise, get your vitamins, your minerals, and things that you need to do. Don't put any undue stress, because aging is going to take care of itself. Your hair color is going to change. You may get a wrinkle here or there, things like that. But continue to protect your body, because it's the only one you got.
Exactly. And
it's not going to be replaced. Not like you can go change it in and get a new car. It's not that type of thing. It's going to stick with you for the rest of your life.
And that's why I tell people you can always replace non-essentials. And then what are you comparing your health to? That $3,000 car or $500,000 house? What you want to do right now with the pandemic and the way everything's going with the legacy you want to live, you have to value your health. You got to choose between buying gas to go to work, putting dog food and cat food and baby food and food on the... Which one are you going to choose?
Oh, yeah. I'm just so admired by those with handicaps and disabilities as well, because I know a few people that have lost their limbs and they are still living good lives, functioning lives. I was just looking up Carl Jones the other day, whom I know. He played football with one leg. He went through that, and he accomplished so much with one leg that people with two legs couldn't even do. So I'm
Yes.
just saying, even if you have a handicap or a
Yep.
disability, you still can live a good functioning life. And with that one leg, he probably had to exercise more or do more.
Exactly.
We all have a handicap in some place or another. It may not be a physical one, it could be a mental one.
Right.
Regardless of what it is, it may be financial. Regardless, you still can have a good life with a positive attitude, with eating right, and a good relationship with the Lord. I just believe that. I really, truly do.
And you know what? Here's the thing when people say, well, Cynthia, I just don't feel like doing it. Well, what they do is then they make excuses and then they have a tendency to want to blame the blame game. Like, well, my children didn't come and help, or my children are up north, or look, take your neighbor. See, I smile and grin at everybody. I don't care if you're black, white, polka dot. My thing is you're still a human being. And if they can see that it's genuine and it's not phony and fake, they will trust you, Geraldine. You know that. So let's just show love to people. Say hi.
Hi.
Smile.
Smile.
It doesn't take no energy
Even
to
if
smile.
you don't have any teeth, just smile. Why you? It will.
Right.
That's another things we've just taken for granted.
Exactly.
We really and truly have. This is the only body we have. Let's take care of it, and let's show some positivity and love to each other, no matter. And look, if you're sitting there going, say, "Hey, I haven't done it," just start today. Just start today. Don't make it.
Come over there to Silver Sneakers.
Go
honey.
Silver Sneaker. Go
having
see
a
Cynthia
ball.
Black. She gonna tell you. She gonna run circles around you. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. And Cynthia, thank you for coming on the
And
show.
thank
As
you.
always, I love having these candid conversations with you. You're welcome back anytime. All right, guys. You know what I say? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you gonna do today? Today you're gonna get up. You're gonna do what you can do. It may be slower, but that's okay. Just do it. Move and do it, and start taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. God bless you. Have a great day.